Hello, everyone. I'm Audra Moore with the National Weather Service in Pocatello, Idaho, with your weather hazard briefing for Monday, August 29th, 2022. Got more hot and dry weather headed our way as we go through the week ahead. So let's take a look at some of our key points. The warm up is going to start today. Now, Monday certainly won't be the warmest day of the week by any means. We're going to get much hotter as we go through it. We'll be even seeing some near record and likely record breaking heat, especially as we get into the middle part and into the second half of this week. We're also going to see some lighter winds, and unfortunately, we look to be staying dry. Not really any rain coming up, or at least any appreciable rain, aside from maybe a sprinkle here or there in some of the higher elevations as we go through the week ahead. We'll take a quick look at satellite of the Pacific Northwest early this morning on Monday, August 29th. Not a whole lot to see here on satellite, with high pressure pretty much in control of our pattern over the next week. Not going to see a whole lot as far as cloud cover goes, aside from maybe some high thin cirrus clouds passing through from time to time, or even a few afternoon cumulus popping up, some fair weather cumulus there. But otherwise, most interesting features are going to be along the coast as we go through most of the week ahead. Your weather risk outlook for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The main thing we're really going to have to be watching out for is the heat risk. That's a program that we run to show us where potentially be issuing any heat advisories or the like. And we're really going to have to be watching those lower elevations where temperatures are going to be making it back into the low and mid, even some upper 90s. Again, that's especially as we get into the second half of this week. Now, keep in mind, some of the higher elevations will still be plenty warm with highs in the 80s, but not quite as hot. So really going to have to watch out for this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that will continue even into the weekend. So if you are in one of those sensitive categories where the heat does impact you a little bit more, keep that in mind, especially as we get into the rest of this week. Maybe limit your time outdoors if you can. And of course, don't forget lots of sunscreen and drinking plenty of water. Now, as far as the actual temperatures go, so the warm-up is beginning today. A lot of us through the Snake Plain going to see temperatures mainly in the upper 80s. So not quite to the 90s just yet, but don't worry, we are going to get there quickly. By Tuesday afternoon, most of us will be back into the low to mid 90s. Maybe a few cooler spots there in the upper 80s. You get into the higher elevations, some low, mid 80s. But again, it is going to be very hot, especially as we get into the middle and second half of this week. By Wednesday, a lot of us are looking at temperatures solidly in the mid-90s, if not even a degree or two into the upper 90s. By the time we get to Thursday, more upper 90s. Wouldn't be too surprised if even a spot or two managed to make it close to 100 degrees. So we are going to see the risk increasing for the potential for excessive heat. This image shows Thursday. Again, Thursday likely the hottest day of the week, but don't get me wrong, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, even into the weekend are all going to be very hot days. Thursday, potentially even Friday, looking to be the hottest ones. So any of those impacts outdoors would be felt the most then. Again, don't forget you can limit your time outside potentially and drink lots of water, stay hydrated, find some shade if you do have to be outside. Now, with near record, even some record-breaking heat, let's take a look at some of those record highs and what we've got forecast for Wednesday into Thursday. And these are just the first 2 days that we could be seeing that near record or record-breaking heat. Here in Pocatello, forecasting 97 on Wednesday with a record of 97. Similar story on Thursday, forecasting 96 with a record of 96. So again, this shows you just how hot it's going to be. Not surprising if we tie some records. Wouldn't be surprising either if we break a few records. Most of these records right now are in the mid-90s, and that's where we look to be as we go through the week ahead. And the heat does continue into Friday, still mainly looking at mid and even some upper 90s. Some of the higher elevations dropping into the upper 80s, but it is going to be very hot here as we get into the first part of September. That trend looks to continue. If we check the 6-a-day temperature outlooks, that would be through September 3rd through the 7th, and we still see most of Idaho pretty much under the bullseye for about 80 to 90% likeliness of being above average temperatures. Keep in mind our average temperatures for this time of the year, about the mid-80s, so anything above that is considered above average. Well, this week we're going to basically be 10 degrees above our average for this time of the year. And we look to stay dry during that same time frame, too. So, a few key points to summarize things. That warm up is beginning on Monday today, and we're just going to keep getting hotter as we go through the rest of the week. We'll be seeing some near record temperatures and likely breaking some of those records with much lighter winds and staying dry as we go through the week ahead. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out via email, phone call, or social media. Otherwise, have a great day.